Happy Friday, Red Hot Mamas, or whatever day you might happen to look at this. I have a very special weekend challenge for you. God brought it to my heart last night, and it's amazing to me the links that He makes between this season of grief that we're in, which is deep love, and marriage and the importance of marriage and the blessing of marriage. I would have never told you at the end of March when Ellis Grace went and had her glorious homecoming to heaven that marriage ministry would have been the top thing that would come out of this. I thought I was going to be the girl for the pit people forever. But God has had such a fountain of blessing and healing in our marriage. And we both, like Chris said in the workshop, are terrified to think of where we would be had we not really started doing it God's way. Before this happened to us, it's put our house on a firm foundation and not on shifting sand. So I want to share with you guys that for 8 weeks, our family every Thursday night is going to a thing called family night, which I call grief night because it's all families who have lost someone very dear to them very, very recently, most of us. And it's a chance to do this hard work in community and to help and support each other. And I will tell you, I can't even hardly talk about these people without crying. There are 3 precious people in our group who have lost their spouse. 2 of them are about my age and are women, and they have lost their husbands, and they are trying to raise their family and trying to live their life without the leader and the rock and the love of their lives. And almost every week after group, almost every week, I think every week, I thank God that Chris Holiday, my husband, is still in his numbered days, the number of days that God has set for him. And I think about how tough it would be if there was a large gap between our life numbers. So, and sometimes, most of the time, I just have to tell Chris, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so thankful for you. I don't know what I'd do without you. I know God would get me through it, but I'm so grateful and blessed and happy, and it makes you want to love so intentionally and boldly, which is really, I believe, how we're supposed to love and live. Everything in the Word has a sense of urgency to it. So your challenge this weekend, when hopefully most of us have more opportunities and a few more pockets of time, is to live and love your spouse in light of eternity. So if your spouse, if their numbered days ended on Monday, what would that mean for your weekend? How much more loving would you be? How much more servant-hearted would you be? What would you let go? What really wouldn't matter that might matter to you this weekend? You know, people sometimes know that their spouse's numbered days are coming to an end because of long-standing disease, and everyone I've talked to that has had that circumstance says, you know, life really changes and you really know what matters and you really know what doesn't matter, and it really cuts things out, and it's a gift to live that way. And so I want to challenge you guys. This will be a huge intimacy builder if you live it out boldly, but I want to challenge you this weekend to live and love your spouse in light of eternity, and hopefully have one of those real intimacy building moments when you tell them maybe what you would tell them if their numbered days were to end on Monday. What would you want to be sure that they knew that you treasured the most about them? And I also want to tell you that I know in my soul that the enemy might try to use this challenge to make you fearful and afraid. And we are not to have a spirit of fear, but of power and a sound mind in Christ. God has no goal in this challenge to make you live in fear and terror of losing people. God will always give us everything we need. This is an exercise in you taking your mind beyond the grunge of the earth into the really what matters in the light of eternity and in the light of heaven. So y'all know I'm an Okie. I'm going to get a little Garth Brooks on you, but if tomorrow never comes, would he know how much I love him? Did I try in every way to show him every day that he's my only one? Oh, live it out this weekend. See what happens. See how God blesses your marriage. And it's such a great month to be thankful for your husband and to tell him all the reasons that his life blesses you. Love y'all. Mwah. Bye.